Hey, I'm in Joe's garage here at AAPEX 2023 with Matt Fanslow from the Matt Fanslow Diagnosing the Aftermarket podcast A to Z. Hey, man.
How's it going?
I'm great.
Good.
So much going on in here. There's 10 working bays, lots of demonstrations.
A lot.
What do you see here?
I think we could start right here, where we might call this like a powertrain table.
Is this an EV battery table?
Well, I think initially it started as a powertrain table for lowering.
EV battery table.
Strictly, so they're not going to lower powertrains at all with it?
You could. But I would strictly use it for the battery.
Okay, because the powertrain tables we have, like this different brand, we would use because you can take the engine and the transmission, this would be twisted underneath, and a single technician now can lower the powertrain without any help, without setting up blocks or stands on the floor, laying under the car, and then raising the hoist to lower the engine and transmission together with the subframe. They could do it all alone, and then if you look close at this splits apart, so you could unbolt the transmission from the engine and split it apart. And that saves a ton of time, and it's one technician does it. You don't need a group, you don't need help, you don't need somebody running the hoist.
Like you were saying earlier, it's taking out in one piece, and the technician, it's only a one single job. Typically you do two, even more people, depending on what you need. This would be a perfect addition for that.
This looks like it's built like a brick.
They are, because they got to handle a lot of weight. So, I'm not trying to tell him what his product is. He knows far better than I, but they had these out earlier instead of EV. It was mainly for powertrain, but now with the weight of the high voltage battery packs on the EV vehicles, they've either added adapters or created these from the ground up specifically to lower the EV battery packs out of these. The sales point of this is why every shop should have one or more is it allows one technician to do it. Because otherwise, you usually need, like he said, 2, 3 different techs, one running the hoist, a couple laying under the car, making sure everything's disconnected as they raise the vehicle away from the powertrain or the high voltage battery pack. Yeah. And then worse, when you're trying to go back together, now you have a tech running the hoist, lowering the vehicle onto that powertrain, and 1 or 2 techs laying underneath, making sure everything's lined up, nothing's getting pinched, everything's plugged in, and the same thing with the EV. So this saves maybe 2 extra man hours on a vehicle. And it's logical because instead of having 3 technicians, who 2 of that are joining you could be doing other work, billing hours.
Productivity improvement.
Exactly. And you're finding...
And you are?
My name is Brett. I'm with Coates.
Hey, Brett. Nice. Good to see you.
But you used to find, techs would have to lower a powertrain or an EV battery pack, and they just go like, Now, stuff like this, they're probably fighting over who gets to do it. And you might think that's an exaggeration, but I'm not kidding.
So you got another booth over here?
We do. So this would be our scissor alignment rack, and then we have our liner over there too as well.
Nice. Surface mount rack.
Yes. Yeah, this could be our surface mount rack. You can flush it if you'd like, or even put it into a pit. We have a couple other options too as well, whether this is our standard length, we do extended, and we do an extra long. This specific model is going to be our 12,000, so it's a great addition. And as you can see too, it is designed for alignments. We also do the service, and we have multiple different components too, whether that's the removable work step or even to those amazing rolling jacks right there for even more pickup points.
And the lighting under there, is that part of the hoist, or do you add that?
Yeah, so that will be an addition. The best piece that I like about this is that you have all 4 bars, and you can see here it is completely lit up. There's no need to have a separate light, or when I was a technician, having a very tiny flashlight trying to do it, but trying to run something off. You have the full capability of being lit up under there.
So if you're a tech doing alignments, you're not sitting there with your trouble lights that are magnetic or hanging, and it's all lit up underneath, and it could be for the alignments, it could be for service work. It's really, really handy.
Yeah, that's probably the best part about it, is that you have all 4 bars, not just covering the front, but also the rear. So if a lot of technicians are working in teams, it gives both technicians that advantage to be able to do service.
12,000 pounds?
Yes, this one's 12,000 pounds. Yeah, we do, this one's a 12, we do a 14 and a 16.
With your alignment system, what's the time frame set up to actually doing the alignment?
For this alignment, the thing that we pride ourselves is that it's very easy. You can pull it right out of the box. There's no additional setup. And once the vehicle comes on here, we have a couple of features, so it's quick. So you would mount all of your targets on there. Again, we do a couple of different clamps. We do a clamp, of course, that we have that goes on the tire itself to not damage, and then we do have one that would clip that's traditional. But the advantage is when you do those and you do the quick clamps, then you can throw it on there. Technician can do a quick reading and an alignment and get the alignment done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Because you used to have to compensate, and I don't know, the fastest I could ever bring a vehicle on the hoist, compensate the wheels to even start doing the alignment. I mean, if I was flying, maybe 15 minutes legitimately, and now with the systems like these, it's more like 5. You get the vehicle on the hoist, it's on the turnstiles, you can mount these very quickly, and the compensating is what, you roll it back a few inches or so,
yes,
and forward, back to where it started. You swing caster and you're doing the alignment.
Set the tone, let it go.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Of course, thank you so much.